Jay. I love coming and visiting the class. I know you're like, this chair lady's here all the time. But I'm happy to be here with you. So I get the pleasure of introducing our guest speakers today. We have Starla Mathis and Lateva Woolfork, and they are going to be sharing with you about their entrepreneurial journey. So I will pull this up. I'll pull up their presentation and then I'll pass it over.
Hey friends. Speak for my gut here, but
I think it's for the video.
for the video.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you. Hey friends, you ready? I think you should start, Ball State alum.
Oh yes, hey Chuck, y'all still do that out here? Yeah. Oh, thank you, please don't even feel too old, okay? All right, I know, like, I'm a church. Okay, so we're gonna share with you our story and how we make ish happen. You'll hear a lot of us saying make ish happen, because that's our slogan for the business that we run together, which is called Create, Connect, Collab.
I really want this to be very interactive, like we started in class, when we started in class. I'm not gonna age myself today, but just if you have a question, let's raise our hand. If we will not raise our hand, you must be like, hey girl, I got a question, because we are not in grade school anymore, right? Yeah, we're gonna talk about all the things that we've been through, literally, we're in cahoots. We learned today.
We've met each other for about shy of 3 years, and people think that we've known each other our whole life, and that happens when you're married to your business partner.
Yeah.
So,
Are we married?
We're married. You put a ring on it. It's just not there yet.
Okay.
So, one thing that we like to do is this or that. We like to know who's in the room with us.
Yeah.
Feel comfortable. We really like safe spaces. So if you're into that, let's get into it.
Let's get into it. Sorry, sis. We're not we used to have 2 mic trends and 2 mic shorties. Okay. This or that. So if you are this, raise your hand. If you are that, keep your hands down. Keep your hands down. Who knows what kind of business they want to start?
All right. Anyone want to share?
Anybody want to share? Anybody want to stand up? What kind of business you starting? Okay, Adidas, come on, brothers.
I want to start my own marketing firm.
Okay, marketing.
All right.
We're into that. We know that well.
The guy was feeling great.
I know, right?
I know.
I do video production, so I just keep doing freelance videos for people.
Okay. All right.
Did y'all know that's what I do?
Really?
Oh, yeah.
I do marketing. We do marketing.
We do marketing. I do video production as
Yeah.
well.
Yeah, I watch the videos. I don't think so. Anybody else want to share?
Yes. Okay.
Okay, sis.
I have a digital media creation company, so I create content for people's Instagrams and such, so like backgrounds for their stories.
Okay.
Hey. She said, hire me today. Yes.
What's your company name? Let's shout it out.
It's called KW Designs.
Okay,
Okay. I can love. Okay. Anyone else want to go? All right, Purple.
I have an app development I'm working on for hair products and stuff like that, hair care. But because I'm also working on that, shout out to myself, Corey Cliss. I'm a barber.
Oh, okay. We love multiple streams of income.
7
Yes, we are. Okay. All right. I know. I don't even hold this anymore. Okay. So we asked, the next question was who is doing that work now? A lot of you have kind of answered that. Okay, so that's good. Let's move on.
Yeah.
So do you believe you have to work 24/7, 365 days out the year as an entrepreneur? If you believe that, put your hand up. If not, put it down.
Okay.
All right. I know. So we got people like, I'm taking an off day. Mental health is important.
I love this, and you guys are thinking through what entrepreneurship looks like early. I'm excited for y'all to get into it because.
And I mean, we'll talk more about that struggle.
Yeah.
That struggle period.
Okay. Are you creating lasting and mutually beneficial relationships now?
Yes.
All right.
He's like, I guess. I don't know. I talked to somebody yesterday. I'm not
That's
sure.
exciting to see. There's not that many hands up for those who are entrepreneurs. networking.
Yeah.
So we got that from one of our girlfriends, Janine.
Yeah, do you want to talk about well, I'm an active networker, okay? I'll pop in here.
Yes.
I'm going to slide in your DMs. You guys are going to hear our DM story. I'm going to come meet you. You want to have coffee? You want to grab a bite? You want to have drinks later? Oh, okay. So, you want to talk about your...
She'll invite you to coffee. But I am more of an passive, what was the other one? Oh. Active. Oh, passive, thank you. I'm a passive networker, so I like the law of attraction. So I'm gonna put the work out there. You're gonna see me over here glowing and shining. You're like, what's she doing? I wanna know her. So that's what I do.
Okay, I want to tell y'all that I'm no less glowing at my meet. Okay?
All right, let's get into
Thank you
this.
guys
That was
for
fun.
Yeah.
All right, we just laughed. So, my name is Starla Mathis. As I mentioned, I'm a wife. I'm a mother of two. My husband and I, we actually met at Ball State campus. Church. That's my love. Entrepreneur, creative entrepreneur, I like that term. Lifestyle content creator, so I do create content for my blog and YouTube, as well as I have a podcast, Creative Life, Mom and Wife, where I share our stories as mothers, because if you're a mother, you understand how hard it is to balance yourself, everyone else, and make this happen in the world. I'm a proud member of Alpha Kappa Alpha Sorority Incorporated. Any Greek life out there? Okay, hey. What else?
Model.
Oh, I am a model.
Speaker.
Thank you, sis.
Yeah.
Yes, I'm signed with the agency out in Chicago for modeling, Lily's Talent. And then my husband and I, we own Mathis Media. So that's where we do all the things, photography, video, marketing, content creation, as you mentioned. So I do need some interns. So looking for video work out there as well. And then I have my favorite job that I run with Lateva, which is Create, Connect, Collab. So how did we get here, right? My story, I'm a C student, high school. Any C students out there? Thank you, girl. You know, you relate. We're creative. That C was for creative. They just didn't know yet. So,
Do you get degrees?
yeah, so North Central High School. Anyone from Indy, North Central? Okay. I know. Yeah, so at North Central, I was pretty average. I wasn't that involved, but I will tell you this. I had some life lessons that happened in high school that really made me want to be more active in college, and we'll get into that. So, radio and TV program my junior year, JEL. You went to JEL? Okay, girl, so we got the whole life story right here. So that program was
for you.
I know. So JEL was a program during school. You got credit, got to experience radio, TV production. I loved all those things. My senior year, I was not called back. And so that was a lesson I learned really hard about distractions. And the distraction I had was...
It
it was boys! Okay. I didn't say boys. Oh, well, whatever. All right, we'll move on from there. I know. Yeah. So distractions is really important. That's something I want to focus on in your entrepreneurial journey is make sure you're staying focused. Make sure you're learning when to say no to certain opportunities and look at those shiny pennies and know is that going to help you move further to your goal or not. So that was something I learned in high school really early, but it helped me in college to be really active. So, thank you. Next up was college. So freshman orientation. I was there. I think the book was Tipping Point something or Outliers. Malcolm Gladwell, something like that. But he had us look at each other. We had to say, you will not be a loser. I met my very best friend. We've been friends since that moment. Her name's Ebony Strong, Winnell Armstrong. And we looked at each other and we said, you will not be a loser.
Can we do that?
Okay, yes, let's do that. I love that. Yes, can you guys look at someone next to you and say, you will not be a loser?
We can look at each other.
Yes.
Ready?
Okay. And so, from that moment, I decided I was going to be as involved on campus as I was. I really was going to make it happen because, one, I was paying for the bill. Who's paying for their bill? Okay? Yeah, all right. Y'all understand. So, freshman year, if you're in the TCOM department, I don't know if it's still the same, but freshman, you're not really able to touch a camera unless you're involved in after programs. Is that still the same?
I'm an entrepreneurship major.
Okay. All right, well, if you are, you understand. So I knew I had to get involved. So I joined a show called College View. It was like the real view.
I'm sorry, I wasn't paying
I know.
I want to know what y'all talking about right now.
Oh. About not being a loser?
I don't know.
Oh.
I was intrigued.
Yeah.
I was intrigued.
So I was in College View, and it was really exciting for me because I had my first time holding a camera, really filming like in the production studio. So we didn't have all that at North Central, like a full production studio, like Boss Day got it, right? So from there, I was like, hold on, there's not a lot of people in this room that look like me. So where are we and what can I do about it? So that's when I got some friends together. We created this show called The Mix. I don't think it's still here anymore. But if y'all go to YouTube, some really funny episodes. But The Mix was really fun because it had my passion and my mission in life, which is to entertain, educate, and inspire. And so as you'll learn throughout my life journey, wherever I was, that was always my mission and my why. And I think it's really important when you're developing your business to not only focus on, have multiple streams of income, but make sure you're doing it for your heart, your soul, your passion, and you're leaving a legacy in the world. Okay? Oh, and I made the dean's list. That was awesome.
Right. There were no boys, right?
There was no, I had one, my boyfriend, but I was focused,
We leveled up.
All right, so there's a lot of talking. I don't like doing a lot of talking. I heard I'm passive, I know. So my mission in life, like I just said, that was my why. So I started working at a very young age, 15 years old, working at McDonald's. Who worked at McDonald's? Nobody. No one's working.
Did you work at McDonald's for real? Okay.
You did? Okay, I saw one day. You didn't make the high, so you were kind of like,
I don't
got
tell the
it.
people.
Yeah. So from there, I was a shampoo girl, Sears, Sam's Club. But my favorite job was when I was at Ball State. I started freelancing. Y'all know the Yellow Pages? Okay, the phone book. Okay. Well, they went online, digital, and they needed video work. And so I was in college, filming videos, getting paid for that, also being a tour guide. Yes. And for Ball State football, am I play football, Ball State? No. Okay. Well, we're entrepreneurs. I was a camera operator for the football team, so I got to travel with them. I got a lot of cool merch. It was really fun. It was an exciting job.
Okay.
Yeah. So then graduated from college, and usually you don't step right into like your field.
Yeah.
It's kind of hard.
Yeah.
And I didn't tell this. I also had a baby. When I graduated, I was pregnant. So I graduated July 2009, and then Cardell was born August 4th, 2009. So, but a couple months later, I know, right? A couple months later, I worked at Indiana Black Expo. They had a youth video program. Might know about Indiana Black Expo? Okay, they had a youth program. I was a video instructor. So I was working with high school students, teaching them video production. It was the best job ever. We produced a TV show called 360. But not only that, during the summer celebration, we interviewed celebrities. Idris Elba, Angela Bassett. Yes.
I like the new Idris now.
So from there, it was an amazing opportunity. But as family grew, I wanted to have more time with my son. He was getting to soccer, and I was like, okay, I need a steadier income. So then I got into photography. So I wanted to go to Portrait Innovations to learn how to pose people and to do all those things. So I went there, and then Stericycle, I needed something more steady, and then Triple E came. So Triple E, at Stericycle, it was a temp job I got hired on, and I was never going to leave this job unless I became a full-time entrepreneur. During this time, I was still freelancing for different clients and all that, but my client, Triple E, they said, hey, we need you here, we'll pay you this much money. It was more than I made ever at that time. And I was like, okay, this isn't part of my career goal. So I tapped in with God, I'm like, is this what you want me to do? And he said, I don't know if he said this or if I said this. I think I said yes. I know.
Okay.
So, but what I will say is that within 2020, I was able to no longer work for Triple E, have them as a client of mine, work for myself full time. And when I looked up, I was like, wow, I'm running not one, not two, but 3 businesses. So that's my story. It took a lot of curves and turns. Entrepreneurship does not just go straight up. It's a lot of hills, a lot of highs, lows, a lot of, what did we say, 24/7, 365 days.
Yeah.
But I will say, once you get out that hurdle of hustle, you get to design what you want your life to look like. Right now, I work maybe 4 hours each day. Fridays, I take off sometimes. I'm able to now have flexible on my schedule because that's the way that I'm designing my life. So I think it's important to make sure you know what you want your perfect day to look like and to design that.
Oh.
I know I got a little teary-eyed.
I like that hurdle hustle. Like, that was nice, sis. Do I say anything? I'm not an alumni. I didn't make any videos. I was not interviewing celebrities in college. I was getting A friends. Where my A friends at?
Oh, okay. So Cheyenne, she can say.
Thank you. I was on the Dean's list. Like, that was my jam. Education has always been my jam. I've always kind of been in the books while kind of networking and doing all the things. I started off as a nurse. I'm an entrepreneur. I'm a multi-passionate faith leader. I run a company called Socially Coordinated where we do strategic planning. We talk about marketing. We do all the things there. Podcast host, coach, like, there's a full list. I can give you this rundown, but my favorite thing is empowering people to be their best self and helping them kind of go from faith to fruition. Those are my favorite things. All right, let's get into it.
I was helping.
Oh, thank you. Hi, friends. This is my journey to entrepreneurship. Thank you, help. Okay, I like this. So you want to help people. That's what all the people told me. This is what you should be doing. You should be going into nursing. You want to help the people? Anybody else has been told you want to help people, you should go in the medical field. Okay, who y'all talking to? Because y'all talking to some good people. They're like, y'all need to go into entrepreneurship. Are people telling y'all that? Because I need to know. Okay, a hand in the back. So I was informed that I should be going into nursing because I liked helping people. I come from trauma. What does that even have to do with that, right? So informing me, you need to be helping people, and coming from trauma, I already felt like I really want to help all the people. You want to lay hands on me today? Okay, come on, Jesus. So coming from trauma, a background that was not beautiful, that was not pretty, that did not push me into entrepreneurship or give me all the things that I really knew that I wanted or even thought that I might be wanting, made me feel like, okay, maybe the people are telling me what I should be doing, and that's right. Are you being told what to be? Yeah. The world tells you, oh, okay, well, maybe you should be in marketing. Right now, everybody should be an influencer, right? Everybody should be doing some digital marketing. Everybody should be starting a company and making $500K within a month if you're on the internet. Like, oh, I bought these Louboutins yesterday and I started my company 2 days ago. You should already be making this money. Come join me right now. No? Nobody else feels that on the internet? Or what does success look like? So I was really pushed into what do you want to do? What does trauma have to do with it? And how am I going to do this now? Are you choosing your passion or money? I chose the money, y'all. I chose the money. I went right from high school into college. I met my husband at 17 years old. We've been together now for 20 years of our life. Yeah, so we met really young. And I went right into college to finish up my nursing degree and do all the things with him. He does logistics and consulting, and we kind of pushed each other through that, but we was choosing the bag at first. We had our first baby at 20. I know, right? When you date somebody. Was that shade? Did I hear that? Yeah, that was shade. Yeah, so we had our first baby at 20. I finished college with 2 kids, not 1. And I still pushed myself to kind of be the best nurse that I can be. I ended up in the OR and doing bariatric surgery for 7 years. And then the great change came. We can click.
Okay, I felt like
Thank you. The great change came. So I went from nursing for 7 years to being a realtor because I had those 2 kids, right? Like, who's gonna watch them? I don't trust the people. I need to watch my own kids. I wanna be with them. I thought I wanted to be a stay-at-home wife, found out I was not domestic. It's like, this is not the life. I did not choose this, Jesus. I don't wanna do all these things. Can we hire a maid? Like, who's gonna cook and feed these kids? My husband does cook. I feel like I'm rambling now, but domestic life wasn't for me. Right. What's your
she was right.
She was right. I was like, I don't want to do all this. I got a full degree. Like, what am I doing here with these kids and you? Anyway. Okay, so then my husband moved us here to Indiana. I'm the Detroit girl living in the Indianapolis world. I love the Circle City now. Detroit is my home. My number is still 313, okay? So not 317, it is 313. And my husband moved us here, and I was like, okay, not sure what we're doing here now, because I did not bring my license here. So I was like, okay, I guess I'll just be here with these kids in these 4 walls going crazy. And we had, 2 more kids by then. We ended up with 6 daughters. Yeah. You hear the gasp in the room? Do you hear it?
Something like
They're like, oh, why did you have 6 kids? My kids, they were taking care of. People always say, thank you very much. Yeah, so we moved here and I was like, okay, I should be doing something else. I know I don't want to do nursing. There are very long hours. They're mandatory. You're always in somebody's office thinking about what's next, and especially after 2020, I was happy that I made that pivot. We moved here in 2017, and I was like, okay, I think I'm gonna start a blog.
Yeah.
I think I'm ready for this content creation life.
Bloggers were making bank.
Bloggers were making bank.
Still are.
I mean, I make a couple of dollars. So I had to teach myself content creation, from graphic design to building SEO to trafficking, to understanding what a brand feels like, to understanding how I get you to come and figure out what my brand is. Is it easy? Can you go through my blog? Is my content okay? Are you sharing that? So I taught myself a full company, a full brand. YouTube University was my friend. I did not go to college for journalism or TCOM. I was in the TCOMs. I was in my science classes, figuring out bones and tissue. So it was very difficult to start that from scratch, even though I was an innate writer. So then I shifted over to being multi-passionate. I started SoCo, and then I started coaching people, and then I started pushing people, and then I started creating like a lab. Okay, I think that's all the things that I did. We have one more. I teach myself. I felt like a freshman, so now we've kind of pushed over into the PR world, socially coordinated public relations, and now I'm the newbie. Like, I'm the freshman in the classroom, friends. That's what's happening to me. And then I made some connections, because connection is key.
You are the best connector. You're the expert connector. That's what it's something.
I know it does say
Who's on
expert
LinkedIn?
relationship builder.
Are we on LinkedIn? Okay.
Okay.
All right.
I'm ready to get to go to the fun part now that I've told them all about my kids, my husband, me not being domestic. Oh, yes, I can do all the things. Y'all want to do that? I can do all the things, thank you. And from faith to fruition. Those are things that I live by, that I wake up, that I push myself to read, so that I can kind of move in this world faithfully. Yeah?
And you do so well.
Thank you.
All right.
Oh, it's
So,
the fun part.
this is the fun part. You're really good at telling this story, but I have to defend myself.
Oh, okay, all right.
Yeah. So, yeah.
Earlier, we talked about active and passive networking. I did not know anybody in Indianapolis, not one person. I moved here with just my husband and our kids. I was looking from left to right, my neighbors, like, people don't even come outside and say hi to you. So I was on the internet trying to find friends. Nobody be swiping. Y'all look like y'all not the
But I
internet
think it's
age.
really important to share, like, how to get involved.
Yeah.
What did you do? Because a lot of you, you're gonna leave Muncie. You know, you're gonna go back to your hometowns. You're gonna go to the big city or wherever you decide to go, international. So how are you gonna connect with people there? What are you gonna do, right? So is that Facebook groups? You get involved online. You go meet people. There's a lot of groups out there.
Yeah.
So what did you do,
What
Lateva?
did I do? I slid in her
Well,
DM.
you saw this person.
Before I did that, I joined a group called Indie Creator Society. I knew I wanted to be a creative. I knew I wanted to push myself. I joined that group, and then we went to an event that was for influencers. And then her and her friend, y'all, was in there with like 8 outfits. We went to a like apartment to take photos of it was a penthouse. Thank you for the note. It was a penthouse, and they came with 20 outfits, and I didn't even bring like lipstick or lip gloss, okay? Because I'm just learning this content creation. They had a full photo shoot, and I was like, I want to know this energy because I need to be like this.
Yeah. We were ready to use our time wisely, get the content, get all the, headshots, all the things we were gonna need, because that's really important. I love to use my time wisely.
Yeah.
I talk about that a lot.
Yeah.
So that's what we were making good time. Yeah. And so you saw us over there being bossy.
Bossy. They were real bossy.
And I was like, oh, I want to know them. So I was like, okay, Starla, hey, do you want to go to coffee? I was on IG. Do you want to go to coffee? And then she ghosted me, y'all. Thank you for the sound effect. We need sound effects when we tell this story. Oh, we need that. She ghosted me. We have been like, like liking pictures. You know how you be like on the internet liking people's pictures. Like, oh,
Yeah, she was
you were liking my pictures too.
I was like, who is this child? And then I'm like, oh, okay.
Did y'all see that shade? Okay, I'm gonna come back with the shade later. Anyway, we were kind of having a conversation, and then I didn't just like hop in there like, oh, I didn't even know you. I followed you today. Can we have coffee? No, we were like having a conversation, and then I slid in the DM.
Look at the receipts, because like it was different,
We
but
need to start posting a receipt.
we do. Add that next time. So she asked me to coffee. I don't drink coffee. Any of my non-coffee drinkers in here? Yes, I'm not alone. Okay, look, but y'all, never mind. Y'all might not be 21. I won't ask that question. Okay.
Can we get details?
So she asked me to coffee, and I'm like, girl, I don't drink coffee. Come with another approach. But then, what I didn't leave you hanging. I was planning something for a meetup, and so I did reach out, and I was like, hey, I can't do coffee, but let's come to this meetup.
Yeah.
I think that's what happened.
Yeah.
She said, come to my meetup, and I was like, girl, you just ghosted me for like 2 weeks. Now you want me to come to your event? I'm not coming. Who are you?
But did you come?
I did come. But did you come over anyway? Yeah, so I did come. She had already kind of started what Create Connect Lab kind of has grown to be on a different scale. I knew I really wanted to meet people that were thinking like me, that wanted to do the things that I wanted to do so that I can have some conversation. Yeah.
And you have been okay, I ain't gonna say all that. I'm gonna give you all your flowers. I'm about to get emotional.
Okay.
But you have been amazing, and I'm so happy we worked together. But let's talk about Create Connect Lab. So 2017 is kind of when it started. It was a group of my friends from Ball State. I realized we weren't doing the things we said we were going to do right out of college and kind of feeling stuck. So I'm like, you know what? I was studying a lot of entrepreneurs, and they were talking about masterminds, right? So anybody in a mastermind right now? Anybody know what a mastermind is? Oh shoot, so we about to teach y'all something new. Y'all gonna learn today. I'm about to be like, what's it?
She got real excited.
I got it, okay. So a mastermind is basically a group setting of people. You kind of share your struggles. Maybe you guys are all gonna do a thing that month to like move the needle in something in business or in life. But basically you hold each other accountable, okay? If you don't have one, start one today.
Yeah.
Or you can join CCC, but regardless, get with your people.
Yes.
So I got a group of friends together from college, my husband included, and we'd meet every month. We would share our goals, resources, and what I noticed was that one of our friends, she was an illustrator at Ball State. She ended up illustrating a book. She ended up working for herself full time, and I'm like, there's something magical to this, and everyone needs to witness this.
Yeah.
So we made a group for a private Facebook group for Create Connect Lab. In 2020, we launched to the public, and that's when I launched with Lateva. And since then,
Pivot happened.
oh, well, there was another business partner. It wasn't just me and Lateva.
Yeah.
It was us and another person. But when it came down to signing the paperwork, because you gotta have a business plan, you gotta have contracts, you gotta be legit, you gotta know who get what percentage and what's your exit strategy. All that's important to make sure you have a lawyer whenever you're going to a partnership to protect yourself and your business and your assets.
Yeah.
And so when it came to that, she wasn't ready to go that far and go that distance with us, which we understand. But we did it, and we have now 90 plus members in our group. We've been holding steady. We're almost at 100.
Yeah.
So it's been really good. We just had our 4th Unstoppable Retreat. We had 80 women there. It was amazing. Our vendors, they made over $2,000. It's just so nice that we're able to do this for women and make an impact. And so I kind of shared a lot.
I mean, I think you did a thing.
Yeah.
But our partnership works because we did make those steps at the beginning in terms of making sure our paperwork was right, kind of leading into what she was good at and what I'm good at, and kind of pushing ourselves and propelling ourselves that way.
But
Yes, and I work with her every day. This is what I get every day, all day. I just want to tell you that I'm really excited to be here with you guys, and making early connections is very pivotal, just like we did. And if you're thinking about starting a partnership, like if you know somebody in this room is going to be your partner in business, you want to know them, you want to have deep conversations with them, you want to be able to be like, okay, I don't love that.
And that's the thing, that's how our partnership works really good. I don't have the mic. That's how our partnership works really good is because we complement each other's weaknesses or in strengths there, right? So I am not the active networker, right? I'm not gonna go and like, you need to give us money and do this right now, and okay, let's meet this Friday. I'm not doing that. Lateva excels in that, and that's why our business is growing. I'm into the details, so find someone who compliments you. It's just like a perfect marriage. I've been married for what? We've been together for 16 years, married for almost 10 years next year. So I understand how a marriage works. She understands, she's been with her man for a long time. So we understand that this is a marriage and we complement each other.
Yeah.
We have grace and understanding, and this is also a sisterhood. I know, I love you.
So let's talk about what Create Connect Lab is. Thank you. Create Connect Lab, we talked about what it was founded on.
I think I skipped one.
Nope. Create Connect Lab was founded on an importance of support system, building a community. We leverage holding each other accountable through action. Our impact is matched by our true passion to educate through professional development and intentionality to see all women win. I think we should just talk about, we do that monthly master class and that monthly mastermind.
Yeah, and so that's where the magic works for us in our group. So the mastermind, we actually have one tonight. It's really exciting because we're crazy. We like to do a lot of things in one day. You know, I say I like to use my time wisely. So I'm gonna do it, just get it done, so I can be off tomorrow.
Yeah.
So,
I won't be off.
she won't. She lives a crazy life. I don't do that. So our master class tonight is with Jane Rodriguez from the Thriving CEO.
Yes.
And she's going to teach our ladies how to go from free to paid in building their journey in speaking. So their speaker portfolio and all that. And our membership is only $20 a month, less than that. And so we give women exposure to a lot of different classes for professional development, immersive learning, and then our mastermind, which we kind of hit on earlier, which is our bread and butter. We are talking a lot.
Yeah,
but,
we want to know what you guys, do you want to finish or do you want to?
I think we kind of hit on CCC.
Yeah, we did.
Pretty much it.
Yeah. Do we have questions?
Do we have questions? All right.
In a society that's currently very, you have people who are entrepreneurs and people who are like social media based everywhere. Like the majority of people that you see are somehow an influencer. How do you guys feel that your brand and your personal brand are able to kind of stand above the rest and continue being successful in that kind of world?
That's a great question. Personal brand is imperative. No matter if you're on the internet or if you're just walking around the world, you are building a personal brand every single day that you walk out of the door. You know, what do I look like? How do I feel? How am I interacting with people? What am I putting out in the world? Even if you're just posting random things all the time, people are gonna go to your social media. Y'all know that. We're gonna internet stalk you. We wanna see what you was doing yesterday. Were you at the party that I was at? Or are you working with a different client? So making sure that your personal brand is steady, even if it's not like, oh, I have this huge personal brand, making sure that it's steady for the public. If not, be private, y'all.
I would also tap more into your why, your mission. Like for me, it's to entertain, educate, and inspire, right? So if my personal brand sticks out because I truly care for those who are following me, and I don't even say followers, we're connected. So whoever's connecting with me. I want to make sure I'm pouring value into you. So I'm really like, I'm gonna pour into you, you pour into me, we support each other. So I think making sure you stand out and be you, right? Today I'm working sneakers. Some professionals might have on heels. I'm gonna be me regardless. So I think being authentic is most important too.
And then in terms of how to stand above the rest, our brand together is all about the people that we're serving, right? So we're uplifting them, we're sharing their stories, we're ensuring that we're caring about all the things that they care about. What does she look like? Where is she going? What is she doing today? What type of words of encouragement does she need? What type of community does she need to push her forward? So really thinking through who your target audience is gonna help you push your brand forward when you're working with clients.
That was a great question.
Oh, it's a great question.
Thank you. Any others?
Oh, y'all being quiet.
Yeah.
No more questions?
What was the party?
You have another question, okay.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of about your kids. What do your kids think of what you do?
Oh,
Aww,
You wanna-
you're so sweet.
I know, right?
Yeah.
Wanna go first?
Okay, so my kids, they already know I'm the coolest mom ever. I'm dope, I'm amazing. But no, really, there is a tough balance when you have children. You have to make sure you are prioritizing your time. That's why I'm really big on that, because I have had, Mom, are you still working? Mom, hurry up. I'm like, Mom, I'm like, one more post, let me finish this real quick. So I'm really intentional now with my kids, because my son, he's 13. I only got a couple more years, he's gonna be up here with y'all, well, y'all be out by then. But I need to make sure I'm being as intentional. So they do think what I'm doing is amazing. I am teaching them the family business because they're creative as well. My son, he's gonna be a model. I just did a photo shoot, he's amazing. Look out for him. Okay, I think I'm done. Yeah.
Okay, good. My kids are always like, so are we getting paid for this? That's their favorite question. question. We kind of have a little influencing family, so we're always together kind of doing something fun or out making content for local community businesses or leaders or something like that. And they always want to ask me, so am I going to get paid? No, sis, I pay you in food, electricity, and that bed that you got. We pay all of that, but I do like to do all the things to really show my kids that you can be a real boss. Like I have degrees, we have entrepreneur, we have businesses, so we can do things so you can push yourself forward too.
I
Yeah,
have a question for the audience.
yeah.
So are any of you thinking of going into partnership, or are you more so going to be solopreneurs? If you're into a partnership, can you raise your hand? Okay, cool. Are you interested in managing a team? Raise your hand. Okay, all right, so y'all going to be busy.
Yeah. If you're interested in doing a team, that's still collaborative work,
Yeah.
right? Even if somebody's working under you, you still have to be able to guide those personality traits, understand how you collaboratively work together, what type of content we're putting out, when are we going to put it out, timing. There are a lot of things that go into collaborative entrepreneurship. Do we have anybody that is like, okay, I'm a solopreneur, how do I start?
All right, we got some.
Okay. Do you guys have questions about solopreneurship then, rather than collaborative? Because all of y'all like, I'm a one man, one woman show up in here.
Yeah, because we have our business together, but we also, both of us, we have our own separate businesses as well, so we can speak to that.
Yes.
I like your point earlier about saying how you wanted to get all your legal stuff like in line before moving forward and stuff like that. So do you have any advice on looking for legal advice and looking for good lawyers and stuff like that? You know, the people who kind of know those ins and outs and those kind of nuances, especially in everybody can have their own niche business.
I would say it's definitely nice to interview them, but to even first find who should you talk to, I think it's getting in those rooms, asking other people who they recommend. For us, I used a girl who I saw that she worked with a lot of different people, so that's what I did. I asked who my client Ivana, who she used, and then she gave me a referral. I interviewed her, I liked her style, I'm like, okay, we can work together. So I think making sure that someone's values relate to you, because sometimes you get some slimy lawyers and you're like, But now, like, we have an amazing trademark lawyer who's phenomenal. Her name's Trezene. So also for your business, you want to protect that too, your ideas, copyrights, trademarks. It's really important to have yourself protected, because once you have an idea, you share that with someone, you want to make sure you have an NDA, a non-compete. There's so many different things you want to do to protect your business and yourself.
I would say to that, look to the left and look to the right of you. There are so many people that are kind of looking for work, right? You're on a college campus, who can kind of help me with this? Maybe I should go to one of the organizations that are here that kind of want to help me, especially if you are starting your company with absolutely no money.
Yeah.
No money is a thing, okay? And you don't have to put all of your money into something just so you can make sure that it's covered at that moment if that's not where you are in your business. But going to organizations to see if they'll help, and looking to the left and the right of you.
I like how you said that, left and right. I'm gonna feel that.
Okay. Any other questions? I think we had another question over here, or were we just
I have a
yawning?
question about how to get started, though.
Okay, who had a question on how to get started? Okay, do you have a specific question on how to get started? Is there one specific thing you want to get started on?
Because I realize, like, even if you go in by yourself, you still have to do, like, connections and make connections and all that part.
Yes.
But just trying to, like, get into a market that really fits for you compared to everybody else that has a partner. So it's like they're producing more quicker than you. Like, how do you keep up with them?
That's so good. And you do media, right? Media and marketing, or is it?
Yeah, marketing.
Marketing. So to start, I really started doing free work, if I can be totally honest here. Yeah, and being laser focused. So when I started my blog and nobody came to it, when I thought I could just post things because this is my diary and I can say what I want and you're gonna read it. And then I learned that that's not how the internet works. You have to actually do SEO work, and you have to actually figure out when you're gonna launch it and what photo goes with this blog post, and then your photos actually need to be a certain size. And I was like, check on that, and then figuring out how to build a post. So I started working for other people so that I could learn what their system was and kind of push out content like they were doing. So doing a little bit of marketing for other people will help you launch. So then they're learning, I'm really good at this. Oh, they are really good at this. Oh, let me refer you to somebody else. Building your network is going to be key to movement.
Just to piggyback on that, and this is more inspirational, because like I said, I like to inspire. I think it's really important that once you do the research, you're learning from others, you have to just say to yourself, I'm an expert. I know what I'm doing. I've done this. I'm made for this. and then put your blinders on. I know Oprah mentioned this when she was doing her talk show. They was like, well, how do you feel about the competition? She's like, what competition? I don't know nobody. I just see what I'm doing. So you have to be like a horse in a race with your blinders on, and you're looking forward. There's no one to the side of you. Okay?
Any other questions or?
Oh, hey. Hi. How do I find my passions? Whew. So you
My favorite question ever.
do you want to go first? Okay.
Finding your passion is literally one of the hardest things you'll ever do, right? Because you already have it.
I'm sorry, I'm very
Because you already have it. You already know what kind of you're drawn to. You already know what's innate for you, what feels good, what feels right. It's really that fear thought that's like, oh, I shouldn't be doing that. Like, oh, I can't make money from this. Oh, I know that people are telling me that I can't start a business because I just like to talk to people. People run around the world, coach people, and have TED Talks. They're getting paid to speak. If that's what you feel innate to do in your soul, in your spirit, you know, this is my happy place, right? I can be paid for this. So you already have your passion. Just take away the fear part. What would you be doing?
I also heard too, and I think would help me, is they said go back to like your childhood and remember the things you used to love doing. You said,
Put it in the
no, oh, okay, well, yeah, not, but maybe the things that you found safety in,
Yeah.
you know, and like I remember for myself, I loved acting, I loved writing stories, movies, and I'm like, okay, well, I thought I wanted to be a news reporter, so when I went to the TCON building, I was in news production. I'm like, oh, I want to be on there, and they're like, oh, well, if you want a life and you want to have kids and a family, news ain't for you. And I was like, oh, shoot, what am I gonna do? So then I also had a production class later on, and after that, I'm like, production, this is amazing. I can put something in the world from an idea and entertain and educate people. I'm like, this is what I need to do with my life. And so that's where I'm like, okay, that's how it all ties in. Sometimes you might think it's one thing, but later on when I say like, have that mission, know what your why is, and you're gonna see you do that in different arenas of your life.
And that's even how I got all the way over to PR. I didn't know that I wanted to do PR. I love telling people stories. I love writing about people's stories. I love getting you to tell me your story. So this is all me pushing forward into PR, and I think I didn't hit on it earlier in terms of access. That wasn't given to me that you can be in public relations. It was like, oh, you should be a nurse. Public relations was never said to me in my high school, anything. Nobody ever said those words to me. So now I'm like, this is where I should have been this whole time. Thank you for that question. Yeah, you got another question? Okay. Any other questions, friends? Okay, y'all got Fortune 500 companies today. I'm excited about this.
I would say we would love and invite you guys to, use your social media, tag us, and let us know how you're gonna make it happen. Like, that's our slogan. We wanna know, and let us know how we can support you. That is what is most important to us, is how we can always give back and pour into others, so.
I'm gonna do a little mastermind. I think that would be good. We do those really well. So thank you guys for having us.